And we are live. Good afternoon, everyone. Bisimoto in the house. Hope everything is well as you're getting ready for this new year. Wow, 2019 went by very quickly, and what a great year that was. I'm actually here in a park. The office is not open today, so I decided to spend time with the kids, and my daughter's over there playing, and I'm in the Veloster N, the 2020 Veloster N from Hyundai. And that's my mode of transportation today, something that can fit the children and also allow me to have a lot of fun. Hako Dave, good afternoon. Musical therapist, happy new year to you as well, Mr. Morgan, and therapist. Martin Lewinsky, hello sir. Hako Dave, I am doing well. Hopefully you're having a blast. And for those of you on YouTube, thank you so much for joining. And for those of you here on Instagram, if you haven't subscribed to the Bisimoto channel, please go over there. There's a lot of cool things that I do that I typically don't do on Instagram. And you can subscribe and definitely highlight that bell for notification. NW Xander, happy new year to you as well. Thank you so much. And next year is going to be even crazier. Here's the 2020, truly. Yes. Shima wants to see the Velocity N. I'll try and see if I can lift this up a little bit. Here it is. I have the roof rack and it's chalk white. And I'll do a walk around afterwards because I'm kind of set up pretty crazy here. Odyssey is at the office. As Archuleta Jake. Car Guru Network says he loves my CRX. Thank you so much for the kind words. Appreciate that. Brazil's in the house. Greetings, Brazil. Thank you so much for joining me on this Tech Tuesday and Happy New Year to you. And I see a good comment from Hako Dave. He has an 89 wagon van. I would love to build a similar motor build to what I have in my wagon. So, which wagon are you speaking of? The K series or the D? Because I did two different setups. And I'd be more than happy to share with you what I did in each one if you let me know which one you had. That Bra Moment 69 says, hey BC, I don't know if you remember, but I asked you if I can have some photos of your all-wheel drive Civic, do a collab and a cyberpunk rendition of it maybe also. Yes, you can. So I have a very good vault that has a ton of photos. So that being said, send me your email via DM and I'll make sure to send that out to you. D-Ling, you want to keep the TT streak going, amen. Except this one is a single, isn't it? But good to see you, D-Ling, and Happy New Year for you, my great partner and also sponsor. Happy New Year to you, Overdose. IS. Is there a notification bell for Insta? No. Just if you follow, it tends to let you know, but there is one for YouTube. Hope your car went fastest car this year. Yes, and you know what's weird? I haven't heard from the studio. So usually they call us by now. I built that wagon just for that show because of their influence. So who knows? That'd be great. Charlie Boone Performance says, Happy New Year, man. Looking to do business with you and trying to get some of your parts. I'd be more than happy to assist. Blessings to you as well, Shimmer Boy. All-wheel drive K, says Hako Dave. So, let me give you a rundown. I am great, I did good. How are you? And LB Als, thanks for the kind words. So, SB Machine Shop was part of that build. Hello, sir. Good seeing you. Happy New Year from you and to you and your family. And 7 Even Kill as well. So, Hako, what did I do to the wagon? So, here is the breakdown of the wagon and what I did to make that vehicle tick. I start off with a K24Z7 head. So that's from the 9th Gen Civic Si. Now you can do head and block the same, but I happen to get a smashing deal from Golden Eagle on a K24Z3, which is from the newer, you can see in the Accord and TSX. So that bottom end is the same dimensionally as the one in the SI. So nothing crazy. I didn't do that for any particular reason. But I used some Trom pistons, great company. Those are the guys who used to be engineers from another large organization. They have over 30 years of machining and also piston experience, so I used their 9-to-1 pistons. I used some Bisimoto spec rods, courtesy of Eagle. They made these cool rods for me, and Eagle crank as well. Then I was able to sleeve the block with Golden Eagle, so I has a sleeve block with the nice O-rings on top as well. So the guys from SB Machine Shop did my head. So they did all the nice machine work to the head and make sure the valve job was competition and very good as well. Then I used some springs, some Bisimoto springs, and some valves from SuperTech as well. Did a Bisimoto level 2.4 camshaft, which tied everything together. Did a custom intake manifold from Golden Eagle as well. Used a PRL exhaust manifold, made it to a Turbonex 72mm turbo. Now you may say that's a big turbo, but because of the integrated head on that assembly, combined with the very short runner, I spool that thing like that. I get full boost close to 4,300 RPMs. This is amazing. Then when it came to clutches and flywheel, I used an Action twin disc clutch with aluminum flywheel. And on the gearbox side, which I'm very proud of, I elected Quaife And Quaife was a company that supplied this beautiful assembly that allowed me to convert to all-wheel drive. So to do whole all-wheel drive assembly, I didn't use wagon components. That vehicle was initially a two-wheel drive automatic. And so what I did there was I cherished the opportunity to purchase a full 2004 CRV and transfer everything over to it. So with that gearbox, I kept the bell housing and transfer case and all that fun stuff and made it that to a Quaife sequential, and that was it. Then when it came to the wiring, of course, I used a Rye-Wire harness with an AM Infinity series, not a series 2, but an AM Infinity 506 ECU. I used NGK spark plugs, iridiums as well to make that happen. And above and beyond that, I'm just looking because I'm at the park here. And then above and beyond that, I had the opportunity to use some 2200cc injectors from 5.0. And going through it mentally, I'm trying to see what else I did, and I tuned it. And at 33 PSI, it makes 772 to the wheels, which is amazing. It's absolutely spectacular, you know? Hackle has some 9.6 Trom. Great choice. You won't love that. You will love that indeed. You won't go wrong with that at all. Water methanol dyno recommendations in California? AEM, by all means. What do you have for J Series? Asked dear guy 213. Quite a few items. For the J Series, we have pistons. We have custom rods as well. And valve train, and my most popular sellers for that engine, camshafts. My pleasure that moment, 6'9". Would I ever be interested in building FRS? Asked I feel Kilexand. We'd love to see what crazy ideas you have with mine. Well, it depends. So what allows me to do really cool things, oh, it's my daughter. Yes, son? Yeah? Okay, I'll do that. Okay, sounds good. Okay, be careful, okay? Play along. So what allows me to do wonderful things with manufacturer cars is the fact that the manufacturer supports me. I don't have a relationship with Toyota or Subaru. So an FRS is not in the cards anytime soon, but I would love to be able to my take on that, indeed. Happy New Year from Toronto, says Fernando Ashen. Must be very cold out there. I was in Toronto February last year. Great people, great place, but it was god-awfully cold. LB Half said he loves Hondas. Likewise, I love our marquees. You see me build everything from Hyundais, where I'm driving right here today, to Hondas, to Porsches, to Nissans. I don't love that. To now branching off into EV applications, you know? I love everything mobility-wise. Archulika Jake says, I would love to own the Odyssey one day. It may be a minivan, but it's bad. Thank you so much. And it's my take on doing something very unique, where it was my desire to have a vehicle that was fast and a lot of fun, but still allows me to drive the family around, which is interesting, you know? What's the plan for the Boxster? I haven't watched the video yet. It depends which Boxster you're speaking of. So I have in-house 4 Boxsters, all 986, 3 of them converted to center seat, and 1 is still factory. So let me know which one you're speaking of, Olive, and I'll be more than happy to share my thoughts on that. What's in store for 2020? Asked, yeah, it's Ruben. That's a fantastic question. And Happy New Year to you as well. And to you, the Shop Pro Scooter Lab. Next year is going to be very interesting. So this year was one that was full of madness. I had the opportunity to build some really creative cars. Had the opportunity to create some really cool products. Had the opportunity to build my first EV vehicle, which is exciting and interesting as well. And next year allows me to do it even more. So you'll see more offerings from us from the OEMs, which will be based more on alternative fuels. That's great. You'll see me do some more Porsche projects. I really want to do my MR2. So the AW11 may come to life, but there's one crazy project. Just when I thought that the craziest project ever was the 935 K3V, which is the EV Porsche we built, I would like to do something crazy. I'd like to do an all-wheel drive EV project. That's ridiculous power. You know, the same power of what I typically do with petrol engines, where I'm shooting towards 4 figures. I want to do that with an EV and see how that drives. The kid making noise next to me here. What would you do to build a Tesla, says Jersey 35R, R35? First, getting access to the inverter. One thing that I firmly believe, and I've had an opportunity to play with nowadays, is the tunability of electric vehicles. So getting access to a full EV like a Tesla and getting access to it and being able to tune it to extract more power, of course at the expense of the, there's a kid right here making so much noise. At the expense of battery range, I'd love to be able to do that. You can do some wonderful things with EVs. Marianne, Happy New Year, Marianne. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Appreciate that. Wagon Mike 42, Happy New Year to you as well. Hello, Noah Carisso. Good seeing you. Am I going to show more of the Porsche? So I don't know which one you're speaking of, the EV Porsche or the twin turbo red 935X. Let me know which one. Nice velocity in the background, says Subnoise Gabe. Thank you so much, sir. Happy New Year to you as well, Marianne. Are you going to be in the Fast and Furious 10? Your cars, cameo, etc.? You never know. I'm not allowed to say things until things come out. Hello, the 911 page. Good seeing you. Pablo's asking, NZLZ941, do I tune 2JZ engine 2JZ or just Honda and Porsche? I tune anything that moves, that I have access to a tuning solution with that I'm comfortable on. So that means on the Toyota front, if you look at my archives, I've done 2JZs, 1JZs, 1JZ, 2JZ combinations, vehicles with any type of Toyota inline sixes with both VVTi and non-VVTi. And I pride myself, while most tuners scared and shy away from VVTis, I love being able to play with those and extract power, especially in the mid-range, allowing turbos to spool quicker and allowing for much more efficiency. So I love inline six VVTi engines from Toyota. So yes, I do a ton of 2JZs, whether it's GE or GTEs, with VVTi or non. That Z7 head was definitely different, says SB Machine Shop, who did the head on the wagon. Yes, and you know what's interesting? The K24 Z7 intake flows more than any K series that has ever existed from Honda, which is amazing. Much larger valves, the ports are amazing. The limitation is, of course, on the exhaust, which doesn't lend itself very well to NA performance, but when it comes to boost, it is a godsend. Happy New Year, Vape Submasters VMZ. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, contents, and efforts, says Vape Sub Master, to help car builders reach their dreams. And you know, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate them. Blessings to you as well, the Speed Addiction. And I'd love for you to review our Porsche as well. Now, the one thing I do want to share is that this country has been great to me. Really has been. And I came here with nothing as a student from West Africa, from Nigeria. Didn't know anyone here. The family I lived with were friends of my parents who, when I first came here and they took me to Whittier, I didn't know who they were. And coming from a West African country with 2 suitcases and being able to achieve what I achieved today, I don't think I could have done it anywhere else in the world. So the one thing I vividly remember growing up here is that a lot of people didn't want to help me when I asked for help. And it was quite unfortunate. Very few people, John Concialdi being one, was there for me. Ed Iskandarian, Bill Good, Nick Arias Jr. They were all there for me. And bless his soul, my cough tree, who I love very much and is no longer with us. All these people took me under the wing and showed me the way, especially when it came to performance, even on the domestic side, and allowed me to do what I still benefit from today. And I want to be that person that I needed when I was younger to many of you. So this is my way of giving back, of being able to do that by all means, you know? So, that's that. Hako has a good question. Should I do anything to the OEM rear end? Yes, you should. The factory clutches do not hold. So if you're going to stay with the factory CRV clutches, you may want to do something, and the two options that you have access to. You definitely want to have the opportunity to explore those clutches that Automotive KMD has. And they're pretty robust. And I beat them up, Jay Leno's beat them up, and it holds. Or you can go with a conversion where it converts that to a non-clutch assembly, which Automotive KMD should have as well. And very soon we'll have a limited slip from Quaife to assist you in your efforts. Hello, Ruben Speed District. I miss you guys. I need to come out to Speed District and test my electric Porsche. I definitely need to do that, you know? Full tunnel welded in for the rear-wheel drive. I may have missed what you mentioned, D-Ling. I didn't see that, you know? What's the minimum piston to valve clearance do you run on your B-Series motor with steel rods? Great question. Piston to valve is very important. And I build my engines differently if I race it or if I'm building for a client. So I do two different things. So let me give you the most conservative one, which I provide for clients, because you never know how they're going to drive. So piston to valve clearance, the minimum I use on the intake is 0.90. So 0.090 inches. On exhaust, I do 100 to 110 minimum. That's what I would recommend, by all means. My daughter just opened the car, so I was looking back. Who's opened the car here? Okay. Tuna GSR Turbo Hatch. Yes, I can, no problem. Any upcoming BMW projects? Because of my lack of relationship with BMW, nothing yet. Hello, Eslo Angel. Good seeing you. Thank you so much. Marianne says you're so cute, Eddie.
You call me Hetty.
Kiruka?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it says thank you. Have I used Fuel Tech? No, I have not. I'm familiar with the software, but it is not very popular here in the West Coast, especially in the Southern California area. So I've not had the opportunity to use it, but I don't shy away from it. OMF Gomer, greetings from Mexico as well. Should I put a quake in my EP3 daily? Absolutely. You know what? One thing about sequential transmissions?
Is that you can do taekwondo.
No, you can't. It's not that you can do taekwondo. That's what my daughter says. No, it's not you can do kung fu. The cool thing about sequential gearboxes is that it allows the opportunity to completely transform your car without going crazy with power. Literally, you can drive a bone stock.
What?
Literally, you can drive a bone stock EP3 and put a sequential and have a great time with it. I mean, it completely transforms the car to driving and everything, which is amazing, you know?
Just don't get electrocuted because it has bones. Thank you, Ruka. What?
I think 1,000 horsepower Macan would be sick. I agree too. I agree too.
What are you doing?
NW Xander.
Oh.
Hey ladies, honey, I'm having a show with my friends, you know? That's my daughter's friend. Come say hi to come say hi. Come on. Uh-oh. There you go. That's my daughter's friend. And tell them your name.
Camille.
That's Camille. And here's my daughter Kiru. Come say hi.
Daddy.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. There you go. That's my daughter. Okay. All right, ladies. Go play. Let me finish with my friends here.
Okay.
All right. Oh, careful. No problem. Oh my God. Okay. N1W Xander is saying, if one was to get a junkyard K24 and build it for moderate boost, what would work to do a properly safe engine? What would you do properly safe the engine for boost? Okay. So junkyard and you want to build it. At a minimum, I'm talking about at a minimum. Minimum. Pistons, rods, valve train. Minimum. Do Tesla, says Jersey. You know, that may happen because, believe it or not, we mentioned BMW, we've mentioned Toyota, we've mentioned Subaru. Of all these brands, Tesla's the one that's actually shown interest in working with us. Crazy, right? So, it may happen. Marlon Ultimate EG, what a pleasure you joining me today. And thank you so much and Happy New Year, sir. What a pleasure meeting you in Vegas for SEMA. I can't wait to see you again and see what you bring out to SEMA one of these days, you know? Jeremy Vecchio, Happy New Year as well. Joker, that is asking what car is this behind me. It is a 20, let me see if you can see that. Bring it up here. It's a 2020 Veloster N, which we modified heavily. Ticket 2. From 250 horsepower to 320. And that's what that is. That's what it is. Try and get the sun out of your eyes here. Move this a little closer. Here we go. I want to get a 2000 Honda Prelude. What engine and transmission combo would you recommend for a weekend daily driver? I want to add either, if possible, ATTS, LSD. What LSD would you recommend? Of course, I love Quaife LSDs. In their case, ATB, because it's quite robust and requires no maintenance and has a lifetime warranty, which is great. But even in a 2000 Prelude, I would not mind doing a K swap. That is the way to go. The K series offers really reliable, easy power, and that wouldn't be a bad swap at all, you know? Took your advice on my B series turbo build, says K Wisdom SR with a June Stage 3. Awesome, thanks, my pleasure indeed. Would love to have you build me a motor. I've been following you since I had the CRX. Thank you, Hako Dave, I appreciate that. I would love to do that if you're willing to wait, because my schedule is pretty crazy going into the new year. EJ25 builds in the future? Nothing yet unless Subaru comes knocking. Build a center seat, Porsche EV all-wheel drive, R35, R13. I love how you think. That is a smashing idea indeed. Any recommendations for automotive tuning schools? Now, when it comes to tuning, EFI 101 is a really good one. That's where, even as a seasoned tuner, I went to that class with Ben Strader and learned a lot and honed my teeth, which is really nice. It allowed me to even add to my skills, which is great as well. Tacoma RTRD, can you time my Tacoma? I think you mean tune. And if there's a tuning solution available, no problem. EV Odyssey, you know, I've been talking to Honda about that, and the response that came to me was possibly doing an EV CRV. And by all means, D-Ling, if that happens, let's talk, because I want to get your wares on. I want to get you some exposure on some of these OEM cars again. All-wheel drive EV, go for it, says, yeah, it's Ruben. Much love. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Thank you as well. And I want to do something very shocking. And you know what's very important to me as an EV builder? Now, don't get me wrong. I love all cars. I still would never abandon my petrol roots with internal combustion. I just love EV. I love petrol. I love the combination of the two. But one thing I am very proud of is making sure that our EVs are easy to drive as one of these internal combustion engine cars. Because I see a lot of projects out there built by my peer engineers, and those cars are very difficult to maneuver, difficult to start up, difficult to maintain, they're glitchy. Nah, I want a car to get in, turn the key, and drive. And you can expect to keep seeing cars like that from us. And if you haven't seen the 935 EV I put together, please go on the Bisimoto YouTube page and check it out. It's really cool. Honda Club, 5500 RPM. Good seeing you. Happy New Year's to you, all GT Life. Happy New Year's to you as well, Parvin Aouja. Thank you so much. Electric first gen Civic, let's go. You know what? I like how you think. That's a good idea. Roughly how many cars have you tuned, says Mark 5 Andrew. Let me put it to you this way. In 2007, every day I tuned a minimum of 4 cars. And I was at work for over 300 days. So in that year alone, as you think about it, wow, that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. I did over 1,200 cars in that year alone. So I've done thousands of vehicles since I started tuning as early as 1994. I have a 02 supercharged Tacoma that needs retuning. And let me know what kind of opportunity you have in terms of management, and maybe I can help you out. Ever twin charge anything? I've tuned twin charge vehicles, but not built one in-house at all, dealing. Would you be open to building an EV power plant in my Hasuka? I would be open to that, by all means. I'm actually working on a Caterham right now for a client. Have you ever worked on a rotary? I've tuned them, but I've never built one. But we're starting to develop a relationship with Mazda as time progresses, so you never know. I love Make Your Cars. Thank you so much, Dennis. Thanks for the kind word. I appreciate that. What K24 head did you say? K24 Z7. So if you're in Europe or the UK, K24 Z7. So Z7. Happy New Year to you as well, Paul from Fox Design. Thank you so much. No problem, Dennis. I wasn't very good at English when I came here as well. How much for a tune from you or your shop? Do you tune them? And Happy New Year. Yes, good question. My car runs 13s. There's one thing about Bisimoto Engineering. No one else touches any tunes that come into the facility. I do each and every tune that comes to our facility. My rates are $2.20 an hour, and the average tune is 2 to 3 hours. Happy New Year to you as well. Dennis loves Honda. That's great. Awesome downtown interview, says Fox Design. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I will go back to see Frank again and have even a longer one. That was kind of short because my schedule was pretty tight, but I will go back again soon. Happy New Year's Eve to you as well, Danger Doyle. Bikini Vikings asking, when's the Focus RS build coming? I don't know. I didn't have a great time working with Ford, so I don't know. Would you have any future drag races within your fleet cars? Yes. My goal, Vape, is to take the electric Porsche to the drag strip, document a lot of data, and get a lot of runs, and kind of embarrass a lot of people, and maybe get embarrassed once in a while. Mark 5 Andrew, thank you so much for the kind words. Hello, Leo Bagonas. Good seeing you. Awesome story. Visit. Enjoy the episode of Fastest Car. Thank you so much, sir. Russia. Not New Year yet. Coming soon. Happy New Year to you as well, Leo. Happy New Year's. Would you be interested in an EV that drifts other than the Porsche? Yes, I would. Drifting is not my cup of tea because it's not something I do myself, but I respect the sport and it is not easy. I had the opportunity via my friends at, wow, who helped me with that? I'm trying to remember the facility out in Vegas, but it was actually put together by the ID agency, and they brought this drift school from Vegas to teach me and a couple of other influencers how to drift, and that was not easy. It looks easy outside, but it's very challenging indeed. China met GT3, who I saw recently. Thank you so much, brother. Said I should write a book, and you know what? I will. I have a very big project in line for 2020. A very big project that will change the course of our organization, and when that comes to fruition, I'm going to sit down and make that happen. Can I bring my SL65 to your shop? Yes, Levi, you can. Bisimoto, this best tuning Honda. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words, you know. I wonder if you need to weld in the full tunnel for the all-wheel drive in the wagon. Not at all. So, Dealing, what's very spectacular with Honda as a brand is the stampings for the floor on the EE wagon, which is that generational wagon, everything from 88 through 91. Whether it was all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, they keep the floor stamping the same. So there's a tunnel that exists in the chassis already, and provisions for space for you to add the differential if you so desired. The only thing is that the rear cross member was different with the two-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive. So I obtained an all-wheel drive rear differential, got the cradle to hold it, modified it accordingly, and provided chassis attachments to allow it to happen. It's great. Good afternoon, says All Motor Jeff. The Wagon Van Drive Show just came in. Thank you. Fantastic. Wow, that took a while. But congratulations, sir. Hello, MJ photographed my previous neighbor, maybe soon to be my neighbor, because I'm looking at Chino Hills to move. I'm looking at maybe going there to move my home. Case swapping my fit is something you can help me with? Yes, I can, This Fit Moves. I can even point you to some people who've already done it who work at American Honda. How cool is that, you know? Are you going to take out your Pro Stock? Norris said he's waiting for a call out. Call outs are very childish to me. But yes, with the help of our friends from Hoonigan, we're going to document the resurrection of Stitch, which is my 06 Honda Insight Pro. And since people like to play around with fuel and think they're really badasses for doing that, I am a chemist. So I'm going to show people what to do with nitro since they think they know what's going on. So we'll be out there soon. Ryan from Rywire just dropped out the harness last week, so we should have a good time. It's going to be good. K-Tune SL65. We have flash tunes for that. Yes, we do. Hi, Marianne. I'm missing so many questions here. Oh my goodness, you guys are so active. I appreciate that. What do you think of the Garrett electric superchargers? Now, I've seen electric superchargers in front of me. There was one on display at SEMA. It wasn't a Garrett, but in concept, it's pretty cool. Have I had the opportunity to justify firsthand? No, I have not. Ikenna, Kekwano, hope all is well. Good afternoon to you as well, Packer. Thank you so much. Speed Unleashed, good seeing you. Happy New Year to you, Turbo 86C. Any pros and cons with tuning 3-cylinder engines like vibration and firing order? Firing order is not a challenge, but the harmonics are. It's not a very balanced engine, so you see a lot of 3-cylinders in very, very low RPM econo boxes or in applications where they're using the engine as a generator for EV applications. When are you coming to South Florida? I was just in there 2 months ago. I was just in Miami. So I may come back in February. I think that's my goal, to come back there again. B's about to take the nitro record. I just want to have fun. Record or not, I just want to have fun. How can I get your rods for my Boxer? Easy. Just write to me here via DM or call into the office. I have quite a few sets in stock. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Oh, you know about nitro, huh, chemist? Love to see what you can do. Yes, I do. It's a very, very violent oxygenated compound, and it's not, BS apart, I mean, between you and I, it's not a true, at least in our scene, it's not a true testament of what people can do with an engine. When nitro wasn't allowed, you can be able to extract power based upon this. Nowadays, you throw nitro, it's an oxygenate that's hard to control. The more nitro you make, the more power you can make. You can make 600 wheel horsepower with an inline 4. You can make 700 horsepower inline 4. So it's not a big challenge. It may be a challenge keeping things together, but you keep throwing bigger and heavier parts on it, and it may survive a few runs. But it's not fun. I like the challenge of being able to do things, dare I say, legally. But whatever. Happy New Year to you, MJ. Have a great one, you know. What engine's in the wagon? Katia, you just missed it, huh? K24Z7 head and K24Z3 bottom end. And not because I purposely mismatched it, but I found a great deal on a Z3 bottom end that was sleeved from Gonigo, so I use that. But it's the same identical in terms of housings and bolt patterns and everything as the Z7. D-Ling, have a great one, sir. That's pretty late. Take care. And speaking of family, I may have to head out soon as well. My birthday's next week, so I'm pretty excited of getting as much as I can out the way, and then hopefully enjoy my Monday birthday. But you know, it was weird to have dynos on Monday. I'm working Monday on my birthday. Anyway, how much clearance should I leave between my crank scraper and the rods on my D16? 50,000 enough. 50,000 is great. Michael was asking, do I ever go back to Nigeria? Every year my attempt is to go back. I didn't go this year, but I'm going next year. I miss home and I love it dearly. Thank you for everything you do for the car community, says E30VT. Wishing you a happy new year. I look forward to seeing what you do in 2020. Thank you so much, E30VT. I appreciate the kind words and the support. And next year is going to be, and I say next year, it's going to be tomorrow next year, amazing. So here's what you can expect. Cool projects, hopefully an all-wheel drive EV application, and a huge opportunity for a big technology shift for my company, Bisimoto, which is pretty exciting indeed. But in a good way. 50,000? Yes, that's more than enough. If your rod expands towards something that's not advantageous, the most you'll do is 30,000. 50,000 is the minimum. And if you go too far away from the scraper, what happens is your oil, which looks like taffy at RPM when it's turning and turning, is grabbing, the oil itself hurts efficiency. Its weight, it slows down the oil. With the scraper, if you have a 50,000, it's enough to literally scrape the oil away from the crank and allow you to spin freely, freeing up more power, you know? I have a spider crawling in my hat? No, I don't. Good one, though. YTSKKLK wants to work with me. If you have the skills, and as we expand next year, maybe we can make something happen. Salvador, good seeing you. 509, Happy New Year. So, gentlemen and ladies, I must depart. It was a slice of heaven, and thank you so much for joining me on this 114th episode of Bisimoto Tech Tuesday. It's kind of weird how so many of them fall on different days. New Year's, the day that my son was born, on Christmas Day, now on the day before New Year's. It's pretty bananas. But take care, everyone. If you have a hair more than 50,000, no. 50,000 is just good with efficiency, and my daughter's saying peace. All right, guys, take care. Have a great one. Cheers.
Daddy,
Bye-bye.
can I play here for a little?